Hey folks, Carla Sands here, putting in a plug for Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98, kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
The Trump administration is looking for answers. One practice that has come under scrutiny is the Obama and Biden's administration focus on DEI hiring at the FAA, which they say could have led to less qualified people in crucial air traffic positions.
Joining us now to discuss this issue is GOP strategist and insider, host of the Grassroots Truthcast, Gene Valentino, as well as Republican strategist, opinion writer for the Daily Wire, president of Bird Eye Consulting, and former national spokesperson for Ron DeSantis, Carly Bird. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us so early this morning. Gene, let me start off with you. What's your reaction to the Trump administration and the president himself pointing to DEI in the wake of this horrific tragedy in Washington, D.C.?
Well, having been a pilot for 50 years, I can assure you I could care about quotas and sexual preference and anything else for that matter to check a box. When I'm talking to the control tower or approach control, I want the best and the brightest on the other end of that microphone so that we can be safe and remain safe. I'm sure most everybody feels the same way.
Yeah, for sure. Carly, we also saw that second plane crash. That was last night as well. A small medical plane jet carrying 6 people that crashed into a neighborhood, setting homes on fire. Now, this is the second crash in 2 days. It's not uncommon that we do have crashes like this. I believe there was over 1,000 last year. Don't quote me on that number. I will get it up shortly, though. But of course, one happening just so close to another one, of course, is going to get attention. But as well, it is a concern that we have two so close together. You know, how do you get a hold of a situation like this?
Certainly. Well, first and foremost, I think that it's every person's worst nightmare, something like this happening. So our hearts obviously go out and to the people who are mourning the losses of their loved ones. That's first and foremost. But secondly, I think this is highlighting one of the reasons why we need President Trump's cabinet secretaries confirmed as quickly as possible. Sean Duffy was just confirmed as transportation secretary, so he's been on both of these, on top of both of these. One thing for sure, I trust the Trump administration in terms of transparency, getting to the bottom of what happened. So it's good that we have Sean Duffy in power right now, confirmed right now, because he's able to get in there and do the job. We saw, I think it was the first press briefing, Caroline Leavitt say, hey, here's what happened with all the drones. So that was transparency right there. I think we can expect more of the same here. And again, highlighting how important it is that President Trump's cabinet secretaries get confirmed so they can get to work and be prepared for things like this happening.
Just quickly, I just wanted to add in regards to the number I said, it was 2022. There was 1,267 aviation accidents. 224 of them were fatal. So there is a lot more than we actually do know about. It just that they're highlighted right now because of the tragic incident.
So close.
And it's just horrifying to know that this happened so closely. I want to pivot, though, now to the Senate hearings this week. Let's talk about RFK Jr. He faced a lot of hard questions as he looks to become the head of the FDA.
My first book in 2014 The first line of it is, I am not anti-vaccine, and the last line is, I am not anti-vaccine.
This matters. It doesn't matter what you come here and say.
Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies.
Got very heated there with Senator Warren, especially. Jean, things like you saw the images there. What have you made of that tone during the hearings?
Well, I just got finished reading Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s book, The Real Anthony Fauci, and I have no reason to give a plug for for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but it's true, it was an excellent book, very well written, and in it, to your question, there is a major disrespect in this hearing process that has gone overboard. I do not appreciate the level by which these hearings have been conducted. Just a full stop for a second. Did we, the Republicans, ever grill the Biden nominees or appointees the way they're doing to President Trump's selection right now? The answer is no, we did not. The president had a desire to have his team around him, and absent any material wrongdoing or criminal wrongdoing, that appointee should be approved of and brought into the cabinet or department head or whatever. In this case, Sarah, they are grilling good people. I mean, this is a Democrat, for crying out loud, that left the party and found common ground with Donald Trump. How more collaborative and bipartisan can you get on a new administration coming in? And as you know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is but one of the several that are transformational, let's say, or unconventional in terms of a cabinet pick.
Yeah, great points. I think Democrats, in my opinion, lost on style and substance, but I think the style is most damaging to the brand of the party as well as the brand of those individual senators. Carly, let me switch to you. Kash Patel, Trump's nominee to lead the FBI, was facing questions this week. He was actually in the hot seat. Let's listen to an exchange with Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar.
He is asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Carly, what do you agree with Patel? Do you think the attacks against him were all mischaracterizations? And what do you think of his overall stance on the way he was able to communicate his views to the Senate? Because I don't think a lot of people saw him before on camera. I hadn't, and I have to tell you, I was really impressed with his substance, his style, and the way he was able to communicate his views in a calm manner.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, I agree with Jean's point in the sense that unless there's some egregious criminal history or something to that level, these are cabinet secretaries who should be confirmed without delay. I think that the Democrat Party is losing relevance, and the only thing that they have left in their playbook right now is to try and make out like these cabinet secretary nominees are, like he just saying, that they're having to go to mischaracterizations, false accusations. They've got nothing left. Nobody remembers Amy Klobuchar, so she has to go put on this spectacle to try and stay relevant. So there's that. I understand that the Senate has the advice and consent role, but unless there's something egregious, let's get these people installed. We saw how important it was, again, going back to my point previously, that Sean Duffy was confirmed because he's able to be on the ground and do the job. So enough with the political theater. The American people have had it. Allow President Trump to do the job he was elected to do with the team he has selected to do the job with. and let the administration get to work. The American people want results. They're sick of the political spectacles. Democrats need to go back and look themselves in the mirror and figure out why they are so out of touch with the American people. That would be time better spent than coming up and trying to nail one of these cabinet secretaries with something that they, tweeted in the past or said in the past, or mischaracterizing past statements and positions.
Yeah, I've brought this up before, but I think it's an important anecdote. When I was in New Orleans covering the terror attack there, I actually heard an FBI agent say to another FBI agent, "I cannot wait for Kash Patel." And they were in agreement, and I think that speaks volumes. But Jean, before we go, you're running for Matt Gaetz's congressional seat in Florida. Tell us about why you're running.
Well, the race occurred. It happened last the 28th of January. I did not make it, so I'm a former U.S. congressional candidate. Very much enjoying my role here with you. But I had a major opponent. His name was Jimmy Patronis, former CFO of the state of Florida, and was endorsed by Donald Trump. That's hard to overcome. I still remain totally supportive of Donald Trump and the MAGA policies. I think he has done a yeoman's job. And what we're seeing, and we're going to see in the news in the next few days, few weeks, is a mass pivot of government. So there will be some things that are unconventional, out of the normal routine. These tariffs coming down today in the next few days and weeks, the cleanup of several of the departments are all the reasons I wanted to run for office. And I'm so glad that that the Congress is getting behind Donald Trump to help him forward that initiative. After all, he received a mandate from 70% of this nation. I'm just one congressman candidate in one district. I'd be foolish not to get behind that mandate, and I did, and I will in the future.
Well, you know what, Jean? You know what the beauty is? There is always another time as well.
That's right.
So you can just get back in the race again. That's right. Because you're great, and I think you'll obviously have a great future in this no matter what, even if you did try and do it again. So we're sorry that you didn't make it this time. But, Jean, this is a major shakeup. This news that we just heard of all these FBI agents being let go. What's your reaction?
Well, still waters run deep. We didn't expect this, but maybe we did. I feel that it's about time and it's necessary. Donald Trump deserves an administration with a team of people around him that are working to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, not political agendas of political opponents. And this is what is being revealed. The pardons which Mr. Biden put in place are also reprehensible. And the question I have, which I don't have the answer to today, is how enforceable are those pardons if they get brought before the Supreme Court on some declaratory judgment of sorts to determine the merits of whether those pardons are legitimate. You just can't commit crime and get away with it and pass and give a pardon now to allow people to get away virtually with murder.
Carly, Virginia Senator Mark Warner responded on social media to the shakeup, saying in part, quote, "At a time when we are facing a multitude of threats to the homeland, it is deeply alarming that the Trump administration appears to be purging dozens of the most experienced agents who are our nation's first line of defense." Carly, what do you make of Senator Warren's reaction to these people leaving the FBI?
Well, as a Virginian myself, I'm embarrassed. Look, Donald Trump is ending the political weaponization of government. One of the first actions he took when he first came into office was actually releasing the pro-life protesters. So the weaponization of government goes beyond just President Trump. This is in the previous administration, the FBI was weaponized against everyday average Americans. That has to stop, and both parties should be on board with that. So Mark Warner and his posturing, his political posturing needs to stop. He recognizes it's a problem, or he needs to if he doesn't already. Again, I'm happy to see Donald Trump ending the political weaponization of government. It is long, long, long overdue, and it should be something that both parties can get on board with, because if you have powerful agencies like the FBI, the IRS, we all remember the IRS a few years ago targeting conservative organizations. That is something that cannot happen in the United States of America. It's time to end it. That's what President Trump's doing, and good riddance.
Gene, shifting a little bit to more economic news and a pivot here, President Trump is ordering hefty tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico that are set to begin today. Let's take a listen to what the president had to say.
Mr. President, is there anything China, Canada, and Mexico can do tonight to forestall your implementation of tariffs tomorrow?
No, nothing. Not right now, no.
Not a negotiating tool?
No, it's not. No, it's a pure economic. We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three of them. And in one case, they're sending massive amounts of fentanyl, killing hundreds of thousands of people a year with the fentanyl. And in the other two cases, they're making it possible for this poison to get in, number one. And number two, we have big deficits, and it's something we're doing, and we'll possibly very substantially increase it. We're not. We'll see how it is.
Gene, President Trump taking a tough stance once again from that Oval Office. What do you make of his position?
Well, he has masterfully used the tools at his disposal to fight the adversaries, foreign and domestic, with very little warfare. Economic implementation of these tools through tariffs is an absolute essential a tool and legitimate entitlement on his part to right the ship. Hey, going back to the early 1900s, we had a lot of tariffs in place, and we were financially very well off about a century ago. I will say that the income tax then came into fruition, and it has not proven to have been as effective. But I do agree with President Trump's implementation of tariffs as a tool. I think it'll be seen also with how he negotiates the take back or the recapture of the Panama Canal.
Carly, is there any concern that these tariffs are going to cause major price increases for everyday Americans? Because this is something that people have been talking about.
I think for people within the Beltway, that's the talking point, right? We're seeing legacy media talk about, oh, this is going to add, X amount of number of dollars that Americans have to pay every year. But the reality is these tariffs were put in place because of the fentanyl crisis that is costing hundreds of billions of dollars, not to mention the hundreds of thousands of lives, just like President Trump said. And that fentanyl crisis has been completely out of control. It's gone completely unchecked. The previous administration did nothing about it. So this is President Trump sending a message that he is not to be messed with. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. It's time for Mexico and China and Canada to do their part in ending this fentanyl crisis, because this is killing hundreds of thousands of Americans and costing hundreds of billions of dollars. So maybe in the short term, you might see some price increases, but in the long term, I think it allows President Trump to go to the negotiating table and say, okay, so now what are you going to do? And I think when you take a step back, this is a part of a larger strategic move by the administration to reassert America's dominance in the Western Hemisphere. When you're talking about tariffs, that's sending a message to China. When you're talking about regaining control of the Panama Canal, that's sending a message to China. When you're talking about purchasing Greenland, that is also sending a message to China that the American people are fed up. We have a president now who's going to lead with strength. He's not to be messed with. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And it's time for countries to step up and do their part. This is what the American people voted for. This is what they want. They want a president who's going to put them first. And Americans trust President Trump on the economy. So I think that they are willing to take those high prices for the short term in order to regain control of this hemisphere from a national security perspective. And everybody knows somebody who is unfortunately overdosed on fentanyl, on synthetic opioids. And so it's high time that we see some leadership and some getting control over that crisis as well.
Jim, we just have a minute here, but Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that Trump's bid to buy Greenland is not a joke. The Danish Prime Minister responded, reiterating that Greenland isn't for sale. How do you see it playing out?
Well, I think that's a stern stand from from Danish's point of view, but I think the citizens of Greenland really do enjoy the notion of being a 51st state. I commend the Trump administration again for tackling chewing gum and walking at the same time on several paths, whether it's the Panama Canal, Canada, or Greenland, or any other nation. We in my earlier childhood, there was only 48 states. 2 came on board, Alaska and Hawaii. Why couldn't there be a few more? It increases the pot of taxpayers, and more of the benefits of the United States extend to more people. But it also, we know that we are a nation that will protect its own and is a civil nation, not an autocratic social Marxist environment. So more people are going to enjoy coming into the statehood of the United States.
Carly Bird, Jean Valentino, thank you both so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you all.